Yo, what is good, everybody? It's Rashad Milligan. I'm back. And I also have a special guest with me here today. You guys know him. He's a friend of the channel. He's now part of the channel. You guys already know him. He's Terrell, a.k.a. Ashy Knuckles, the South Carolina fan. Terrell, how are you doing tonight?
Doing all right, man. I can't complain. How's everybody doing out there?
I hope they were watching. They're like, I'm doing.
Hey.
Yeah, oh yeah, for sure. Joe was supposed to join us tonight, but I think you know how Joel is sometimes. So we'll see if he joins us in the middle of the show. But as of right now, it's just the two of us. Just the two. We can make. Now a lot of stuff has changed since the last time we recorded. Olympics started and everything like that. So I guess. Hold on. Let me get right first. I guess the first thing I want to do is, just congratulate the 3-on-3 team. Obviously, both parties, if you're talking about UConn and South Carolina, were represented in that. And then Lou didn't get to go. Katie Lou Samuelson, she didn't get to go because she tested positive for COVID, unfortunately, right before they left. So that was a tough break for her. But we want to congratulate Alicia Gray and just the U.S. team for getting it done. At the time we're recording this is Friday night. Tomorrow night will be the night that the gold medal game is played for the women. So tonight, the men's game is being played for the gold medal. That is the U.S. versus France, a rematch for the U.S., who opened the Olympics with an embarrassing loss to France. And the U.S. women, I don't know who the U.S. women are playing right now. I should probably look that up. But that's what's going on.
Shout out to Sanaya Rivers, one of the young freshmen coming in this year.
Oh yeah, for sure. Congratulations, like Terrell said it. He already said it, as you guys can see right here. The freshman from Wilmington, North Carolina. She gets the draws and comparisons and everything like that with Michael Jordan, that she was talking about being from Wilmington and stuff like that. Congratulations to her for winning the USA Today High School Sports Award for Female Basketball Player of the Year in the nation. Great scorer. I reacted to her 50 ball. You can find that on the channel. And great player. So, yeah, congratulations to her. And this is also going on, like I mentioned, with the women's basketball team about to face gold. Excuse me. Asia Wilson has been the leading scorer so far down there. Stewie has also had her moments. And both of them kind of took a back seat in the last game, which was last night. And who did they beat last night? I forgot who they beat last. Serbia. It was Serbia. Thank you, Terrell. They beat Serbia last night. And both of them, Stewie and Asia, took a back seat because they didn't really, they really didn't really need them to turn up or anything like that. It was really Brittany Griner. Diana Taurasi was hooping. So shouts out to the U.S. team. Once again, I don't want to harp on that too much, but that is what it is. Now, here is one of the championships. Schedules have been announced for out-of-conference schedules and a couple of tournaments, holiday tournaments. Here's one of the premier tournaments that will be played this season in November. It's the Pink Flamingo Championships, and where is this? Bahamas? Baha Mar Convention Center. I think it's in Bahamas, but I do not know. Yeah, it's in Nassau. There we go. It's in Nassau, Bahamas.
That's a pretty good lineup right there.
For sure. And we can go down the list one by one right here. So we got NC State right here. Alyssa Cooke, Jakaya Brown Turner, and they have a couple of transfers, including Madison Hayes, the transfer from Mississippi State, the former 5-star. So yeah, NC State is stacked. They're one of those teams vouching for that Final Four spot. As we were talking, excuse me, if you're new to the channel, this is the Road to 2K subs, first of all. Second of all, if you're new to the channel, we all kind of agreed that there are 3 pretty much locks, at least on paper, for the Final Four this year. That's UConn, South Carolina, and Stanford as the defending champs. So that 4th spot is kind of the thing that we're always talking about here. Excuse me. And so one of those teams are a team like NC State. Is a team like NC State. Indiana is another one of those teams. They had a really good tournament run, and they had Berger from the U.S. team this past summer on that squad. Washington State, I think they're a pretty good program as well. Stanford, obviously, defending champs going against South Florida. South Florida, if I'm not mistaken, is where no, that's Florida Gulf Coast. Where I was about to say the forward from Ohio State transferred to, but she's at Florida Gulf Coast. Excuse me. That's Stanford, Maryland. Obviously, biggest lineup probably in America with Diamond Miller and Ashley Owusu, as well as Chloe Bibby. Who else did they have? Angel
And
Reed.
we got them. We got them on the schedule this year.
Oh, yeah. You guys got them too. You guys have them too. We'll talk about that a little. But, yeah, Maryland, they do not play. That's a team that lost earlier in the tournament than they should have last year. So it'll be very interesting to see just how they come out of the gates. In a matchup like this, like, they start this off no all gas, no – well, they don't start it off. The last day they do. But, yeah, even at the start, they're facing NC State. No breaks for them. Stanford is facing Indiana too. These are the four teams really that you're looking at in the tournament, in this tournament: NC State, Maryland, Stanford, Indiana. Stanford, obviously, shout out to Hailey Jones, came on last month and, returning outstanding player. And then you're also talking about a couple of the other key. They pretty much return everybody except for Kiana Williams. So you're talking about a championship team that's returning everybody except for one player. And another player stepped up into her place because Kiana didn't really have the best tournament there. And who is that? Okay, that was the four that we needed to talk about on this tournament. But I guess, Terrell, what are you really looking at this tournament? Like you said, you guys are facing Maryland yourselves this season. What are you really looking at this tournament?
Well, with the main thing I'm looking at is I'm really trying to see who's going to separate themselves between those four teams when that tournament is all said and done. Indiana is pretty good because they definitely gave us a loss on in the L column, so they're forced to be reckoned with. Washington State and Miami, I'm not really too big on them. Miami is kind of a sleeper. They do have a little talent, but nothing. I don't think that's really major that's going to push either Maryland or Stanford or NC State or Indiana, any one of those four. But yeah, it's going to be pretty interesting. But my eyes on that Atlantic, that little Atlantic little tournament that's coming up. That's the one that I really got my eyes set on. But this one right here it's nothing to sneeze at. This is pretty good right here.
For sure. And, just a question before we head over to you guys' this tournament. How much stock do you put into these kind of season beginning tournaments? How much stock do you put into them?
I mean, I've been hearing a lot of commentators say, you can't, which in a way I kind of agree. They said you can't really put too much stock into like these early games because, teams do evolve over the year and become better. That I do understand. But as far as those top-notch teams that have a lot of seniors and a lot of like basically the whole team coming back, I feel they shouldn't really have to gel that much because they should already have that kind of continuity between them as a team. So I would say that is a good measuring stick, like when South Carolina and UConn, because they function as well-oiled machines when they play anyway. So I feel that's like a good test. But the first one to kind of be like of a fill them out game, and I believe that second game is really going to determine who's like really the queens in the league, pretty much.
For sure. And, you're talking, and you made up a good point right there when talking about the returners and, just the difference in between turners and how they should look if you have so many returners in your lineup. Excuse me. And that's one thing that I really want to point out here is that out of these four teams, all of them had representatives on the U.S. AmeriCup team this past summer. And NC State and Maryland had two players. You talk about South Carolina had two players. Probably you could make the great case that it should have been three with Zia Cooke. But, they had, South Carolina had Aaliyah Boston and Destanni Henderson. Maryland had Ashley Owusu and Diamond Miller. NC State had Jakiah Brown and Alyssa Cunane. And then Jakia Brown. And then Indiana had one player, Berger, as I mentioned before, and Hailey Jones, of course, represented Stanford. So these are all the teams that you're looking at, you know what I'm saying? We're talking about, we always, obviously, kind of the focus of the channel has kind of shifted with UConn and South Carolina for good reason, because they've earned that, right? South Carolina is just bringing in just a crazy amount of talent, probably the most talent in America as a team, as a collective from top to bottom. But UConn, they're really top heavy. So it's like that's where the collision goes. But anyways, regardless of that, these other teams right here are nothing to sneeze at, as well, as Terrell said. So it'll just be very interesting to see kind of who comes out firing on, because, everybody's going to have something to prove with this. They want to do that first hit in the mouth just to be like, yo, look at us. Like, we're also playing, because so far I think everybody has that chip on their shoulder. If they're not you guys, if they're not South Carolina, if they're not UConn. Go ahead, Terrell.
Looking at that bracket, that Stanford and Maryland, if those two was the matchup, I think that'd be a very good game right there. Being that,
that's Saturday.
As far as if you like compare rosters and talent-wise, I think that would be a very good game.
Stanford, another team who has great size. Talk about Brink and all them jokers over there. Hailey, of course. So yeah, that, like you said, that's a good matchup of two very just big teams and stuff like that, and experienced teams. Both of them made deep runs into the tournament last year. Of course, Stanford won it all, and they're returning everybody pretty much on both sides of the thing. So that one is probably going to be one to really look at. November 27th. Everybody circle that one on your calendars.
And an NC State and Indiana game. If you could get those two, matchups right there, I think that'd be an awesome tournament right there.
For sure. Agree on that. And then for the South Carolina, let me see if I could pull up this, if you guys have the bracket on your page. Here's the Maryland one. Oh, yeah. And this is at home?
Oh, yeah, we went to we played them in that tournament. But yeah, I keep forgetting that was like a little paradise type jam too. So I guess. Well, hold up, we played them we go to Maryland, huh?
This says home schedule was packed. When we told you the home schedule was packed, and then they posted this.
Wow, that's what's up. It looked like it's a 3 p.m. game. Oh yeah, I'm gonna be tuned in.
It's the Jimmy V Classic. RIP Jimmy V.
I'm trying to get me some tickets going on for some of these good games that's coming up, man. Because I didn't really get to, being that the COVID was last year, that kind of killed the attendance as far as in going to these games. So being that they're going to start opening these arenas back up, man, I definitely got to go, because I'm not too far from Colonial Life Arena. So it'd be pretty cool to go there and represent for my girls.
Well, it is, like you said, like, it was looking good for a minute. Now it's looking like folks easing back in, with the new variants that are out and about and stuff like that. But, as far as like, if the season were to start today, it will be opened up more than it was last year. But this one is going to be good, man. This one is going to be good. Like I said, just what are some of the matchups that you're really looking forward to in this one?
Yeah, I believe that tournament is the Battle for Atlantic, something like Atlantic.
Oh, no. This is just a singular game, like you said, no. The Maryland game.
Yeah, I know that. I was talking about the tournament.
Oh, no, yeah. I'm gonna get to the tournament after this.
But yeah.
Go ahead.
Definitely looking forward to that game, because, like I said, that's a lot of all-star talent between both teams. So that's going to be. I'm pretty sure that's going to be on ESPN.
Angel Reese versus Aaliyah Boston. Angel Reese becomes another year older.
I believe in an Angel Reese interview, she said that was like the hardest player for her that she ever defended, as far as coming up in school wise.
That I think that's the matchup to really watch in that game. Excuse me, I was about to say the matchup to watch in that matchup. But yeah, I really want to see that battle between the bigs, and then it's unfair that them jokers can bring Cordorso off the bench now, but
It's gonna be interesting with Owusu because I believe Owusu is their point guard. I believe.
Yeah. Owusu, she handles a lot of point. Yeah. They also have they have someone else. They have like 3 guards. They start 3 guards. And Diamond Miller's kind of at like the 3, but she's like still a guard for them. But I forgot.
Injuries play wing or something like that.
It's they have number 11. Number 11 on Maryland is who's the 3 guard for Maryland. I mean, not the 3 guard, but the shortest guard that they have. But Owusu brings up the ball a lot, and Owusu is the team leader in assists.
All right.
So that'll be Owusu versus, I guess, Henny, but no, I think Henny's really gonna be matched up with number 11 though. Hold on, I have to look up number 11 real quick. Yeah, here she is after the cut. Excuse me. This graduate student, Katie Benson, from she's a graduate student from Harvard. Yeah, she was pretty much like their kind of smallest guard. She's 5'6" right there. So, of course, being paired with 6 foot Ashley Owusu and 6'3" Diamond Miller, she's kind of the shortest by default, but Owusu and Diamond, they still bring up the ball the most probably. So Benson, she'll probably be matched up with Henny. And then I guess Owusu on Zia. And then Bill will be on Diamond. Bro, that's a matchup, dog. Oh my gosh. And then Mimi Collins on who y'all have at the 4, starting at the 4?
I'm trying to think. Last year, I'm trying to think who started for the 4 last year.
What about Saxon?
Yeah, Victoria Saxon. Yeah, most likely it'd be her. If they don't have starting this year, they might have a me here starting.
Yep.
But I know one of them going to have to come off that bench because that incoming. I'm pretty sure that incoming class is going to be the second unit coming in.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Y'all bringing in the big 4 with Cardoso. Yo,
yeah,
y'all going.
They named themselves the Fab 4.
Yeah, they named themselves the Fab 4. And then I remember I was watching the thing, and a reporter was like, well, what about this other freshman? How do y'all make it the Fab 5? And they was looking kind of like, you don't get it, do you? It's like, you're talking about 4 of the top 15 players in the nation. You talking about this other, all due respect to the other freshmen. I hope you prove yourself and have a long and prosperous basketball career. But come on now. Right now, it's the Fab 4 for a reason, man. Don't try to steal their thunder. Shout out to the Fab 4. But yeah, so yeah, that's gonna be a matchup right there. And then let me pull up this see if I can pull up this at Atlantic right here. Oh, there they are right there. They got them new laptops.
They're my girls.
Shout out to whoever gave them new MacBooks. But let me see.
I know, right? That was pretty cool.
Student athlete. Oh, shout out to Zia Cooke, with the NIL, everybody's, doing their thing and stuff, making that money. Zia Cooke got the Bojangles deal. She's talking about eat at Bojangles. A lot of athletes got that. Go ahead.
Aaliyah Boston got one too. I believe it's with Puma. It's one of these clothing lines. If it's not Puma, it's something like Under Armour or one of those kind of apparels.
Oh, salute. That's dope for sure. I know who was I think it was Henny. She was like velour suits coming out soon. So I think she's selling some like velour sweatsuits and stuff like that. Salute to Henny.
Oh, man, I remember I used to have a couple of those back in the day. I used to rock those.
Yeah. Jason, shout out Jason Terry, man. When he was on a couple months ago, he was talking about, we were wearing the velour sweatsuits, headbands in the club, man.
Right.
The baggy clothes. Shout out to the 2000s, man, for sure. This is it. Oh, Lord, have mercy. Okay, all right. So we are here, the battle for Atlantis. You guys already know what the heck is going on. This channel is going to be crazy. What is this is November 20th through the 22nd. The other one, the Baja Classic, the Baja Breeze, that's November 25th through the 27th. That whole week, do not call me, do not text me. I will be talking, watching, reacting, editing some women's basketball. That's what we've been doing all week right there. Oh my gosh, this is a lineup. talk about this.
Yes.
This is the lineup right here. So first game you have Paige, Pistol. Oh wait, first of all, salute to Paige. We're shouting out NIL. There's a bunch more NIL stuff to shout out, but shout out to Paige for signing with Wasserman Agency and everything like that, along with Cameron Brink, who I mentioned before earlier, and her agency on her behalf trademarked Paige. And then you guys know the last name. I don't want to say it because it's trademarked, so they might have to charge me if they hear me saying it. So Paige and her last name, what you guys know her as. So, excuse me, salute to Paige for getting to that bag right there. But she's facing her home team of Minnesota right there. He get called like Minnesota. Game 2, South Florida. Them jokers playing all week, ain't it? South Florida playing all week.
Whoa. Hold on, they playing in the other tournament too,
That's
right?
what I said. They're playing all week.
Well, I guess they say they know they ain't going to survive this tournament, so they got to
what they're doing in South, they're like, we going to Bahamas. We gonna get the most out of this money. They're gonna be there all week. All right, so South Florida, they facing Syracuse, who doesn't even have a team anymore. Their coach just left. They don't even
have a coach.
Yeah, their program about to fold. I mean, at least for the year. I mean, you know, I'm not wishing that they fold or anything like that. I'm just saying, like, the way they're looking right now, they lost a coach. About 12 players done transferred.
I've never seen that as many students decommit from one school at one time like that.
Yeah, what was the what happened at Rutgers? Was it like Rutgers basketball that had a scandal like that where they released the footage?
Yeah.
And the coach was yelling at them and, you know, threatening to beat them and everything like that.
Yeah, I believe it was Rutgers. I believe it was.
Yeah, but I remember that. I think that was like the last time we saw even something like this kind of come out. I mean, obviously in football, you know, you had the kid from Maryland, you know, we just talking about Maryland, who died of the heat exhaustion, and the coaches pushing him and being kind of negligent to him and everything like that. And you have a couple other football deaths to heat exhaustion and stuff like that. But on the basketball side, go ahead.
I'll tell you one team I wish could have been in this tournament right here. I wish Iowa could have been in this one right here. That would have been cool.
Oh, so you wanted to see everybody. You wanted to see all stars.
Yeah, I wanted to, Caitlin Clark. Yeah, that would have been cool.
What is Iowa doing this year? Like, they need to get in. Because that's what I'm saying. I'm looking at, we looked at these two tournaments, and we're looking at all these teams. When I saw that first bracket, this bracket too, because, you know, it's an obvious about 3. It's an obvious about 3 in here. So, you know what I'm saying? It's an obvious 3 in here, but the other one got an obvious 4. You're looking at them tournaments. Them folks are doing them tournaments to push themselves for the tournament. And no pun intended. But, you know what I'm saying? So
I want to make sure me and you on the same page. My 3 is UConn, Oregon, and South Carolina.
Yes. Oregon, another team that they made a run last year. They returned Prince, you know, who was their best player last year. So who was another player who was on the Team USA with the America Cup this past summer. So, yeah, for sure. That's the 3 in this one. But, you know what I'm saying? Like, the teams, elite teams do these tournaments and brackets, obviously because of money, but, like, also because, you know, you pick it because of the competition, and it helps prep you down the road for what you can see in the tournament and postseason play. So why wouldn't Iowa, a team in the Big Ten, you know, which has a lot of talent and has, you know, challenges you a lot, pushes you a lot, why wouldn't they try to kind of stick their neck out there a little more and try to get into one of these tournaments?
Yeah, because it definitely would have helped out. It would have helped their strength of schedule out when tournament time rolls around.
For sure. And, you know, you talk about Kentucky and Michigan as well. Those other teams,
especially if they could have snuck an upset in this tournament. That definitely would have really helped out their strength of schedule.
Yeah, for sure. And Louisville and Baylor, forgot those 2 as well. So it's like we named like 10, 12 teams that have a chance of making a run to the Final Four this year. That's at 14. But yeah,
looking at the schedule, like I said, the only teams I would want to see play each other would be UConn, Oregon, South Carolina. Rest of it, you know, like I said, no disrespect to the rest of the team. But those are the money games right there. Those are games that's going to get the most coverage and get the most views if any one of those three teams play each other. So, yeah, especially the UConn, South Carolina. You already know there. That's going to be the money. That's definitely the big bad game as far as in for the media and all that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure, easily. But yeah, I mean, but look at this though. The second game for y'all is Oregon versus South Carolina. You know, bearing that Oregon doesn't get upset by Oklahoma, you know, and you guys don't lose to Buffalo.
So,
But you know,
yeah, that's going to be good because I already see what the narrative going to be for that because those two probably was going to be on a collision course on the pandemic year. So I
yeah,
believe that's
yeah.
going to be the hype. If those two, play each other in the tournament, that's going to be
Two different teams though. Two different
the
teams though. Two different teams.
yeah, exactly. I mean, they're gonna say that, but they're gonna, of course, they're gonna use that. They're gonna use that pandemic year for the hype part. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I'm glad Joel isn't on because if he brought that up, you know what he would have brought up right after that. So I'm a.
You know what? And that's the thing. I wouldn't even been trying to. We just talking. It was not. It's not like I'm.
Yeah,
I'm saying
I'm
it
gonna
to
go
try to be
mention it.
slick.
I'm gonna go mention it anyway in honor of Joel's absence right here of the pandemic year that South Carolina claimed as their championship anyways because they gave out the
Yeah,
rings and I got the banner.
yeah. I can hear it now. That's pathetic. That was pathetic.
All right.
So,
But let's keep
shout
it
out to
pushing.
Joe, man.
Yeah, shout out to Joel, man. We miss you, dog. Joel been hitting us up all week, and then when it was time to record, he go.
Yeah, and that's what's crazy because group chat. We gonna record this week. Then when it's time to record,
He's the first one who hit us up to ask to record. but anyways, we gonna keep it pushing, man. So all right, so you guys beat Oregon, and then oh yeah, I guess this is it, right? Yeah. This is the championship game. So you beat Oregon, and then you meet your maker. You know, you get, I guess, 2 opportunities to face the Huskies before the tournament, right?
yeah. That's
So
why. I mean, I really want us to have 2 cracks at it.
yeah,
You know what
for
I'm saying?
sure, for sure.
Because I mean, for one, because like I said, it's a good measuring stick for where we at in early in the season. 2, it's going to be good content for me and Joe. That right there is going to be good content. But yeah, that's and like I say, it's going to be good for especially if those two meet in the finals in the tournament. That's going to be the big hype. Like who's going to win this time? It's going to be who's going to take that last game. The first game went to whether it's UConn or South Carolina. Who's going to take the second game when when all the chips is on the line. So yeah, this
Well,
is it.
I'll say this, Terrell. How about this? Early in the season, first game could go either way because
Yeah, that's what I said. It could go either.
because look, it could go UConn's way because like you say, the whole second unit is new. Even though you return the whole starting lineup, regardless how much talent you have in the second unit, them jokers got to learn each other and how to play with each other in a game setting. This is gonna be like what their first, second week together at this point. So you know what I'm saying, or second month together at this point in game speed and stuff. And then you have UConn or whatever who
Oh,
return. Go ahead.
I'm just thinking about it. Like that's like maybe what the second week into the season when
But
that
let me
tournament starts.
Let me go look. We're on Maryland's page right now. Let me look at the schedule. You got Longwood. Oh yeah. They Maryland starts November 9th. So yeah. November 9th. That's like 2 weeks into the season. If the
Yeah.
season starts at the beginning of November, yeah, this is about 2-3 weeks into the season.
So yeah, we get a couple of warm up games before the tournament start.
Yeah. So exactly. So it could go UConn's way because most of your second unit is new, with Cordorso and the 4 freshmen who are true freshmen. And then on the other side, it could go your way because, you're talking about UConn still trying to figure out their lineup too, their rotation too, because, they're saying Caroline Ducharme, who we weren't really mentioning that much of being someone who's gonna be kind of really effective for them as a freshman, or that kind of pivotal, to the rotation and everything like that as a freshman. They're talking about she's been killing it all summer, and she's the most improved freshman over there in stores. So, Gino's still figuring out himself on his side, and then Paige is coming back from a whole surgery. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, this is the beginning of the season. She coming off of surgery. She been going half speed all summer. You know what I'm saying? So that will be the reason why you guys will be able to steal one from this first one. And then that second one, it's just whoever, both of you guys should be gelled by then at that point
Yeah,
of the season.
I think in that second one, that game is going to determine what the benches, what the second units got, if they done gel by then, and that goes for both teams. You know what I'm saying? Because they both of them have stacked rosters. You know what I'm saying? So
For sure.
5 stars and all that. So it's I believe that second game is really going to come down to the role players. If they done gel, and who could step up out of the role players to help make a difference. Because when me and Joel was arguing, I was telling him, I was like, if you look at the box score, I was like, I said, Paige had 31 points. And I said, if you think about it, when she shot that 3 that bounced and hit the backboard and went in, I was like, if it wasn't for that, they would have lost in. I said, I don't take nothing away from it. That was, it's a great shot, whether it hit the backboard or scoreboard or whatever it hit, it still went in. You know what I'm saying? So I credit them that win. But yeah, it's like I said, that's going to be a very good tournament, and I look forward to watching that.
Yeah, for sure. I think this one is really to also, like, folks, if folks been watching, YouTube go at it all summer and all season. This is kind of like something throw at the beginning of the season just to satisfy the people. And, so you guys won't be talking about year-old games in the middle of the season.
Yeah, pretty
Thrown at
much.
the beginning. Like you said, get it out the way. And then the real one, I feel like, would be the second one, because like you said, like at that point, rotations will be a little more solidified. Hopefully all the off-season injuries and everything like that will be healed up and everybody be back to 100%. I think the X factor for you guys is Leticia. Like you already mentioned her earlier and stuff like that. But if she can step up into that role that you guys expected her to be coming out of high school, playing a pretty strong, I believe she played pretty well this past summer for Canada and international play. If you guys can get her to, have that confidence riding off an international Canadian play coming in for you guys and really stepping up as another option, I think that changes the entire dynamic of the team.
Yeah, if she could just give us double digits, I don't care if it's 10 points a game. I'll be cool with that, because like I said, out of that freshman class that's coming in, one of them was going to step up. Just my belief. I believe one of them are really going to do better than what people think they are.
It's
And
just what they call it, chance of probability. If you got 4 of them, one of them is going to work out at least.
Yeah, pretty much. Well, I mean, I hate for it to sound like that, because in a situation like that, all 4 could be duds. But I don't think that's the case. When it comes to this situation. But it's just something, I don't know. Me personally, like I said, I just believe Sanaya. I believe Rivers is the key. I believe she really is the key, because when you watch her game, 'cause I've been watching a lot of her footage, and she's just so silky with her game. And if she could
Rivers is the one, man. Rivers is the one, dude. She's the one. Like, she's special.
If she could just bring 70% of that to the league, it's going to be a problem for a lot of teams. You know what I'm saying?
Look, Joel. I mean, I called you Joel. But look, Ash, AZ is special too.
Yeah, I'm not.
I know we talked about that a billion times and stuff like that, but AZ special. Like, AZ is different, bro. Like I said, when I first watched her, I was like, yo, she can grow to be better than Paige. And a lot of people will say, like, this is the reason why Paige is better, blah, blah, blah. And that's cool. But I think AZ still has a chance to be better than her. But yeah, so I mean, you have that on that side, and then you have Rivers on y'all side. And I don't know. I think you two are just very evenly matched up. That's the reason why we talk about you two the most. It's just like these rosters are ridiculous. But, also with, I guess, now talking about Baylor, Baylor just hired Overtime Chloe, aka Chloe from Maryland. Shout out to Maryland. It always comes back to Maryland. Anyways, recently on their staff as an assistant coach, I guess as like under the recruiting department and stuff like that. What do you think the kind of impact that will have, if you think that will have any impact on their recruiting and program?
Well, I believe it'll bring a higher impact to their recruiting. I don't know if a lot of players, being that Kim Mulkey is gone now, I don't know if a lot of a lot of the players gonna want to go there to Baylor, but I still believe they still have a rich history as far as with the new coach, assistant coach coming over there, should be able to bring in some talent. So I don't think they're just gonna fall off the map, but I don't think they're gonna be as strong as they was.
For sure, for sure. I agree with you on that. Baylor, like you said, the history first things first. Nalissa Smith is still there, and she's going to finish up there. That's a big thing. That's a potential number one pick next season, along with Ryan Howard, along with Shakira Austin from Ole Miss. That's the sleeper for number one pick as well next season. So, like when you're looking at kind of the people who's in the mix for number one pick, to have a player like that still on the team, to have Nikki Collin, who was WNBA Coach of the Year 3 years ago. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, to have her, she's not nothing to snark at any either. But I think Chloe is huge because Chloe's just extremely popular. She's someone who has over 100,000 followers on Instagram. She's someone that a lot of these kids, they grew up watching now because, she was at Overtime, in 2019. At the end of 2018, 2019, 2020, as someone who started the Overtime women's basketball Instagram page, which is an extremely popular page and an extremely popular platform. So to have someone who the kids can connect with, who the kids grew up watching, who like, oh yeah, Chloe, I know her. She's nice. She's funny. She's cool, blah, blah, blah. I think that's a huge advantage for you. That was a very smart move from Nikki Collin to throw her on that staff. And of course, salute to Chloe as well, because she was a former UConn assistant, grad assistant. And like I said, former guard from Maryland, played with Lexi Brown. Shout out to Lexi Brown, Georgia gal. But yeah, I think it was a very smart kind of pickup for them. So Baylor is another team that's sneaking. Like we said, Baylor and who was another team that I mentioned? Oh, Louisville. Shout out to Louisville. Hailey Vance, she signed her NIL deal. She signed with an agency. Let me see.
What do you think? What do you think Kim Mulkey is going to bring to LSU?
Oh, at LSU, I think that's difficult to say because they have a transfer right at LSU. Someone came, I think it was Moon Urson who went over from Baylor to LSU this year. But I think it's just so difficult to kind of tell first year. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think you need like a year of your own players, recruiting your own players in there and stuff. Because like LSU, they really want threats. Like, you have to be like, I feel like you have to be a threat to,
They wasn't. They were doing pretty good in the SEC though, as far as
they were. But this is a question for you. This is a great question for you since you are in the SEC. I was just thinking about it the other day, and I think really the Big Ten really it's kind of surpassed the SEC when you're talking about top teams. Like, just think about all the teams in the Big Ten: Iowa, Maryland, Michigan, Ohio State. Who else? Northwestern last year. Oh, Indiana. That's 6 teams. Compared to in the SEC, how many of them SEC jokers was legitimate threats? Tennessee was pretty good. Y'all.
Tennessee. We had Tennessee. You had South Carolina. You had Kentucky. You had
Georgia.
Arkansas.
Georgia.
Texas A&M.
Okay. Yeah. I always forget about A&M and the SEC now. That's about it.
That's about it. Yeah.
So that's 6-6.
Yeah. They're pretty much running. Yeah, they pretty much running neck to neck now. Which teams has the most talent? That's another. I guess that would be another video. But yeah, Big Ten is no pushover now. They got some good talent.
Big Ten, they sneaking up. But yeah, like we said, Octagon. They signed Hailey Van Lith. Congrats to Hailey Van getting that bag. And getting that bag on a personal level. You know, Jalen Suggs released the pictures of who he's dating. It was Hailey Van. Everybody was like, it's Paige, it's Paige, it's Paige. And it turned out to be Hailey Van Lith. Who would have thought? That threw me all the way out. But, you know, Suggs got that NBA money now. I think he was number 8 draft pick to the Orlando Magic. So salute to Suggs. Salute to the Minnesota boys. Minnesota, man. There's something in that water in Minnesota because they keep putting out folks like and it just happened these last 3-4 years. They came out of nowhere with this basketball stuff. Man. I'm like, how do you feel about basketball, Minnesota?
How do you feel about they was talking about expanding the SEC as far as having a couple of teams?
Oh, Texas and Oklahoma.
Yeah.
Texas and Oklahoma. So that's Schaefer. So Vic Schaefer over there at Texas, he literally went from leaving the SEC to coming right back into it, being thrown back into it.
And me personally, you know, shout out to Vic Schaefer, but me personally, I feel he left because he didn't want to deal with Dawn. He was like, you know what?
I agree. I agree.
Me with Mississippi State, this is just not going to do it. I can't pull the talent that she's getting to pretty much overcome that hill. So he
was trying though. He was getting a couple of 5 stars that last year. Like I said, he brought over Madison Hayes, who never played, who she never played for. She never played for Vic because, you know, right when she, you know, was committed and stuff like that, that's when Vic went over to Texas. I think that was April 2020?
I give it to Vic now. I give it to Vic. He would take average talent and turn it into top-notch talent because he had those girls playing defense, man. And that's one thing I would say. That's when they had Tierra McCown and
Victoria
those girls. Yeah, Victoria Vivians and them, and yeah, like, you know, to me the only real star was Victoria Vivians. But Tierra McCown, yeah, I pretty much give her a little star status. But yeah, he pretty much took lemons and made wine into it. You know what I'm saying? So
hey, look, yeah, hey, and it wasn't just 2017, 2018 at Mississippi State. It was a couple months ago when Ditcho could beat Maryland.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, it took with Texas.
They didn't have no business beating Maryland, man. They didn't have no business beating Maryland that early in the tournament, but they did it. They did it, and you have to salute when there's one guy, when there's a common denominator in a lot of these upsets in the tournament. He's just a good coach.
Right. That's why, you know, I can't. That's why I can't wait for Dawn, you know, for these Olympics to be over and for her to get back to Columbia. And because, you know, a lot of, you know, I was reading, you know, a lot of the Carolina girls, you know, they say, you know, they can't FaceTime her. She always answer their texts and everything. But it's nothing like having your coach there at practice. So, but which I'm pretty sure that, you know, the assistant coaches is doing their job. I'm pretty sure Dawn is on that. So hopefully everything falls into line as far as in their conditioning and what she wanted them running and doing, you know, while she was handling these Olympics. So, you know, listening to the freshmen, you know, as far as about the practices, it sounds like, you know, they're being acclimated into the team pretty well. So I believe they're going to be okay once the season starts.
Did you see they went to the Pro-Am in South Carolina and someone posted a picture of it? They were like, oh, nice to have the girls come out and support. And Don, she quoted it and she was like, oh, mask on and over your noses, please, and thank you.
Yeah, because she don't want nothing setting back the team, man. Because I feel Dawn, I think she really believes she has the talent to get it done this year, if that sounds right. But like you said, I just feel there's only maybe 3 teams that could stand in our way to stop us from getting to our goal. That's why I'm very excited for this season and to see some of these tournaments, to see what a lot of these teams bring to the table. Because, you know, like, you know, years back, you didn't really get to see it. You know, there wasn't the parity in women's college basketball.
And Joel always bites back against that. So, you know, just in respect to Joel, he'll bring up, you know, Skylar Diggins and Simone Augustus and Big Seal over there at LSU and Candace Parker and, you know, all those years where you did have a bunch of stars, Angel McCoughtry over there at Louisville. You know what I'm saying? So he'll always bring up those years and stuff. But I don't know. In my opinion, I'm gonna agree with you here just because it's crazy now, bro. Like there's literally, like I said, 8 teams contending for the Final Four spot. Like there's 3 teams who have a very, if you call them locks, I won't argue with you at all because it's like UConn and South Carolina, their talent is on a different level. And then Stanford they figured out the code of how to win. You know what I'm saying? And as the defending champs, you have to give them that respect. And then they're bringing back their best player or the best player at the best time, the time they peaked at the end of the year, and Hailey Jones. So, you have to give them that respect as, a third lock. And then, like I said, the fourth lock is up to 8 teams. And that's something that I don't know if we've known, you know what I'm saying? Like back then in those early 2010 days, late 2000s days and everything like that, when Joe said there was a lot of parity, UConn just kept winning. I mean, you knew before the season UConn was going to win. Like, yeah, Skylar Diggins could come with her little headband and high five Lil Wayne and, scare them a little bit, take them to the last minute. But we knew who was going to win at the end.
Exactly, and that's the point I was trying to make. Like the parity that he looks at as is in one player. Like they always had like a star player on Notre Dame or Tennessee or one of those big teams. Which yes, he's right, but they never had like multiple players that at any given night either one of them could carry the load. You know what I'm saying?
Well, at LSU with Simone Augustus and Big Seal. Yeah,
but see, that was very rare. You had those two. And a lot of teams, you just really had that one star. And then, like I said, no stab to no team, but the rest was like kind of mediocre talent. And they depended on that star to kind of alleviate the team, elevate the team, and, and try to get them into the tournament. So, like now, I believe there's like so much more talent on teams.
These days, you got 5 stars coming off the bench, man.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, back then in the early 2000s, in the middle 2000s, you had like maybe on your roster, 2 5 stars, maybe 3 if you was lucky, and the rest was like 3 to 4 stars. So, yeah, it's like now, just like you'll have like 5, 6 5 stars on your team. So that kind of helps when it comes to your talent and being able to produce more on the court and be able to make a difference as far as in playing a lot of these hard teams, because when you just got 3-star, 4-star recruits and you battling a bunch of 5 stars, it's hard to win.
Right,
because the
sure.
talent gap is so, it'd be a big gap within the talent when you got 5, 6 5-stars and you playing with rest in the opposite team and just 3-star, 4-star.
For sure. I agree with you on that. But this was a crazy stat to me when I saw it. That's why I stopped on it. She has the second highest following among college athletes, Hailey Van Lith. I was like, for real? The second highest? Like, who's I guess is Paige the highest then, I would guess?
Right.
Now I'm just trying to think, like, because there's no like huge college football star that, you know what I'm saying? Like there's no like a Jadeveon Clowney. Like there's no guy like that coming into the year. There's obviously guys that like a JT Daniels who's returning, and the Bryce kid, the quarterback. Excuse me.
So like, a lot of, to be 100, man, a lot, not saying this about Hailey, but a lot of these, some of these females, is a lot of their deals and stuff like that be because they marketable. You know what I'm saying? They go
but still, I'm trying to think of any other like dude, you know what I'm saying? Because usually there's like this out of world, college superstar in college football. Tua. Tua was like crazy big, RG3, crazy big. Lamar Jackson, crazy big. There's no guy like that right now in college football. It's just kind of just a wild thought. So, and then on the men's side, the top kids are going to G League, NBL, they're going everywhere but college nowadays. So I guess women's basketball will be the lane for that, because like you said, it's the marketability, but the marketability means nothing if you ain't got the game with it. Kaja Ganja, you know what I'm saying? So you gotta have a little bit of both. And her being, a top recruit and having a solid freshman season, playing the defense. She was great defensively last season. Shared the backcourt with, one of the best guards, All-American Dana Evans, a first-round draft pick, or second round. She went in the second round, I believe, to Dallas Wings, Dana Evans. She still held her own as a freshman. It wasn't like she was a bust or a ghost and was just this girl with a lot of high school hype and then died off. She had a pretty good season last year, and she should be better this year with no Dana Evans. Things should open up a little bit more for her. So, yeah, that's what's going on. But I'm still, like, second highest following, like, all the college sports. I'm trying to think. College men's basketball, the biggest guy was, like the biggest star would have been Jalen Green, who went to the G League. Then Cade Cunningham, he was, like, obviously number one pick, but he wasn't that hyped, as hyped as Jalen Green was coming out of high school.
Zion was pretty hyped.
Oh, Zion, but, like, that was a couple years ago. So it was like, who was on that level? I guess it's just Paige, really, which is crazy to think about. The number one star in college athletics right now is Paige Bueckers. That's kind of crazy to think about because I don't think it's ever been that way, where a women's basketball player was the number one hands-down star in college athletics. Not in any time I can remember. Candace Parker wasn't. Maya Moore wasn't. Breonna Stewart wasn't. Elena Deldon wasn't. Like, at no point were those, women the face of college athletics at the time they were. Because, you talk about the Breonna Stewart and who else did I say? Elena Deldon, kind of like that era. Johnny Manziel was like Jesus.
That's why when it comes to this season coming up, man, I feel UConn has a lot of pressure on them, man, because they have two generational talent players, and if they can't get it done with that, that's going to look real bad on Gino. You know what I'm saying, on Gino's part. So, like I said, I'm hoping it's good because whether we win or they win, I think it's just good for women's basketball.
I don't think it looks that bad for UConn if they lose to y'all. Now, if they lose to, like, Indiana in the Sweet 16 or something, that looks bad.
Well,
if they lose to one of them other teams that I was talking about earlier.
Even if they lose to us, they still going to dress it up as it was an upset. Like, we wasn't supposed to win it. I already know how the league goes when it comes to that. But as far as in us fans, we going to know better. But the talk is going to be like, oh, was some big mess up on it due to the fact that Gino probably pulled her out of the game. So it's going to be something. They're going to make some kind of way that it was a big mistake. It shouldn't have happened. But but everybody else knows different, man. If you got talent, no, not just say talent, but if you could ball, man, you pretty much gonna push through and win the game if the team is better and everybody's executing without, causing a lot of turnovers. So that does weigh in a factor too. So, like I said, I'm a South Carolina fan, but I'm a realistic fan. You know what I'm saying? I love talent. And like, that's the only reason why I hate UConn is because, they're in our way. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's why. But I recognize game and I recognize real. And I would never take anything away from UConn or Stanford or Oregon or any one of these teams that's viable of winning it this year. So it's going to be very exciting, man. Like I said, I just can't wait for tip-off, man, once November roll around. So, yeah, it's going to be very interesting.
For sure. And to wrap it up, Terrell, like we kind of mentioned at the beginning with the Olympics, U.S. is about to get it done again. I think this is going to be their 7th gold medal in a row at the Olympics. They've won over 50 games in a row in Olympic competition, which is just ridiculous. Something that the men couldn't keep up because the men wanted to be unpatriotic and they didn't take everybody seriously, but they got paid back and whatnot. But we'll see what happens in the gold medal game in a couple hours here. Anyways, but Asia Wilson is killing it. Asia Wilson's killing it. It's kind of like a coming out party, if you will. But what I saw and what Joel has said he's seen, Joel said that he's seen that a lot of people are just helping on the post with BG, or if Stewie's down there, they're helping on her, so it's double and they're leaving Asia open. What I saw or what I've seen in games is that a lot of the plays are kind of being drawn up for Asia, and why not? If Don Staley's the coach, Why wouldn't you go with what won you a championship before, you know? Drop this play. Asia set the
But
screen. Asia
you
slipped
also,
down. Easy bucket.
you also got to look at it like this: whether they're helping off and leaving her open, she got to hit those shots. She got to make those layups. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, that's why I don't look at it. Oh, they're doubling her and leaving her open. That's why. Okay, cool. I mean, that's talent all around. So with Brittany Griner, yeah, you're gonna have to double, or you're just gonna get punished inside all day because there's nobody to match up with her from a lot of those other countries. So okay, if Asia's open and they're walling her off from driving, that means okay, she got to take the J. So only the talent is if you're talented, you're gonna make it. So being that she's been making her shots, you just can't blame it all on double team because if you're no good, you're not gonna make the shots all the way up. So I don't look at it like as that. You know what I'm saying? Because that works even in the NBA. If you're getting double team, kick it out to the open man. It's up to him to hit the shot. Now, if you consistently hit it, then you're gonna get that superstar status because you're known for coming through your clutch play. So right now, Asia's coming up clutch and she deserves that, man. And I take nothing away.
For sure, for sure. And I guess I just wanted to ask you just how did you feel about her performance? You alluded to a little bit there, but just how proud are you to watch her kind of like blossom on the world's biggest stage in basketball?
I'm very proud because I've seen her come from high school coming to Carolina, and she was number one recruit, and we expected big things from her, and she delivered. You know what I'm saying? And boy, did she deliver! So I give her that. She brought us our first championship. Um, she was always a gracious player, never was in trouble, anything like that. Never, heard bad things about her in the media, even up to now. She holds herself very well as a young woman, and I appreciate the talent in the woman that she's become over these years since she's left college. I kind of missed her when she left Carolina because I kind of, at one point I figured maybe we was going to kind of go down the drain, but Dawn kept us going, and she brought in more talent, and a lot of these young girls they look up to Asia, and they seen the success that she had at Carolina, and they felt like, okay, maybe Carolina is a pipeline to being able to make it to the WNBA because Dawn sends her players there. So I'm glad that a lot of these players feel they don't have to just always go to the UConns and all that to get recognition and make it to
Tennessee's.
the Tennessees and all that to make it to the WNBA and to have success and make it to the Olympics. So yeah, Asia bought a lot, man, and I truly do believe she deserved that statue because for you to come into a university that's not used to winning and bring home a championship, and as hard as it is to get a championship, that means a lot, and I hold
and
that
then
dear to
and
my
then
heart.
do what you did after school too,
Yeah,
because a
exactly.
lot of that stuff when jersey retirements and all of that is not just a lot of times what you did there is what you did after and what you're doing for the university, because the more you do after, the better your name is for the university.
Right? Because I don't feel anybody's going to touch her retired. I'm pretty sure number 15 jersey is going to be up in the Raptors in up there in Columbia. But yeah, man, it's going to be good, man. It's like I'm just so hyped, man, and just to see these women perform and showcase their stuff because it's hard for a lot of them to get recognition. So being in the league helps, man, and it's hopefully it helps the WNBA and it kind of smoothed out the parity between the men and the women's game. You know what I'm saying? Help these women get better facilities and better things and transportation and stuff like that. So yeah, I'm ready to just support women's basketball, man. I love the game.
Well, question for you, but before, like I said, before we wrap or whatever, we're coming to the end. Um, do you think with NIL, going back to NIL, that students will stay longer? Like, say if you're a junior, you're eligible to go, but
Me
now you
personally,
can making money already. Go ahead.
yeah, me personally, I feel if they get in that bag in those couple of years while they're there, I'm pretty sure that would kind of persuade a lot of them to stay because they like, okay, I'm getting paid. You know what I'm saying? It's not guaranteed I'm gonna make it to the league, so let me just take advantage of this situation now. So that's kind of understandable. So Yeah, I do believe that would kind of hold a lot of players into the league longer because, like I said, a lot of people they play, but a lot of them are not guaranteed to get drafted. So if you're going to play and make all these schools and stuff rich off your name and likeness, you might as well just go ahead and get what you could get while you're there.
Well, I heard that. I appreciate it so much, Terrell. We will meet up again sometime soon. I don't know when, but sometime soon, probably maybe within the next week if you're free. I don't know. I'll be hitting you up. I'll be hitting you up. But
Okay.
yeah. Until next time, you guys. If you're new to the channel, this is the Road to 2K subs. Make sure you wash your hands, stay 6 feet, and put back on your mask. Because I took off my mask for the month of June. I had to put it right back on because the numbers are spiking and everything like that. Do your research on the vaccine if you feel comfortable enough. Take it because they said with this, I don't even want to go there, but you guys already know what the deal is, man. Take care. And until next time, be easy.